right, Matrixx and Rhodes show fans. Well, this should not be surprising in this day and time where there is a minority amount of people out there that wake up, I guess, offended. They wake up triggered. Everything that they might possibly consume probably sets them off, probably has them picking up their phones and getting on X and losing their minds because they saw something in some old movie that was made 40 or 50 or 60 years ago, and they decide to lose it. Absolutely crazy. This is the same subsection of people that, of course, act like they just love what's going on with Star Wars, what's going on with the MCU. A while back, I was watching the Family Feud. The old host was named Richard Dawson. He used to kiss every woman that he came across on that show. Well, that show blew back up in popularity during the pandemic. And people got triggered over Richard Dawson kissing women on a show from 35 years ago and 40 years ago. And then they tried to cancel him. Except Richard Dawson was dead. He's already dead. It's unbelievable what sets people off now. It's really sort of an indictment of how weak we are as a society. The fact is, I believe a lot of this outrage is just fake. But nothing is safe. Nothing is sacred. And that includes your old James Bond movies. That's right. We've got to put a trigger warning on James Bond movies, old ones. That's right. Oh, my God. Somebody might put it in and be like, I'm offended by that. I mean, I get it. Came out 40 years ago, but I'm still triggered by it. Let me take to social media and drown anybody and everybody that was involved in the making of this movie. Just in case you don't realize this, the people that are offended by that, you are idiots. You're soft. You're entitled to nothing. It's unbelievable. It's my belief, and you notice I used the word minority a minute ago. Minority amount of people, meaning the great overwhelming majority are not triggered by this crap whatsoever. They don't care. They just want to be entertained. Unbelievable. The James Bond franchise, this is Outkick, is one of entertainment industry's longest lasting and most valuable properties. Man, some of these movies are really fantastic. And of course, it's one of our greatest characters. Now, I believe the priority these days is to what? Make James Bond. James Bond's going to end up being a female and black. Is that what I remember? Or have they backed off of that? I don't even know where the franchise is as of right now. I'm sure if they haven't gender and race swapped it yet, they will. I know that was the plan at one time anyway. That 007 was the franchise was going to flip to be about 007, and of course, I'm sure they're going to cut the nuts off of James Bond. The combination of the always enjoyable spy genre, globe-trotting, male wish fulfillment, and style made them dominate box office performers and timeless properties. Well, they used to be timeless before perennial progressives took over Hollywood. The British Film Institute, BFI, is set to release a retrospective on composer John Barry, who was a frequent contributor to the James Bond franchise. BFI's series on Barry includes 2 films from the Bond franchise, which apparently to the BFI needs a trigger warning because of, quote, outdated language and stereotypes, according to The Independent. I mean, yeah, these were made during a different time. That was a thing, and unless you're a blooming and complete idiot, you understand that and you don't think twice about it. The warning says that films contain, quote, language, images, or other content that reflect views prevalent in its time, but will cause offense today. All right. The BFI also goes out of its way to ensure that viewers know that they would never endorse the views shared in the James Bond franchise. No, nothing to see here. Please move along. We do not condone the behavior that is going on in these films, even though the BFI was in part built upon films like the Bond franchise. Isn't that funny how that works? The titles are included here for historical, cultural, aesthetic reasons, and these views are in no way endorsed by the BFI or its partners. Pathetic. Pathetic. Thank God they cleared that up. Yeah, Jesus. It's crazy. 2 Sean Connery starring Bond films are included in the retrospective Goldfinger. Wow, fantastic movie. Widely regarded as one of the best films in the Bond franchise, and You Only Live Twice. In You Only Live Twice, Connery's Bond is sent to Japan, which saddled that film with its own special warning about outdated racial stereotypes. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. All I got to say is do not watch the latest Chappelle special on Netflix if you are offended by Asian humor. Yeah. Okay. So, sure, some of the language and behavior in the old Bond films would have been seen differently than it is today. That's how time works. Old movies are a product of their time, just as the drivel modern Hollywood currently puts out is reflective of the incomprehensible, stupid time period we now live in. If modern audiences are so sensitive and sheltered they need trigger warnings before classic films, maybe they should avoid movies altogether and focus on their bubble of progressive approved content created by political allies. It is unbelievable. And of course, they have went on to, we know, remove a lot of things. Certain cartoons have been taken away now because, we think it had a racial stereotype from 1948. Well, probably did. But anybody with half a brain or can actually make decisions realize that things that happened back then are things that don't happen now. Just like, guess what? I've never owned a slave in my entire life. But the progressives would lead you to believe that I have slaves all over the place and that people drive down the road with Klan hoods on. That actually doesn't happen. Even right here in very rural redneck Texas, yeah, I've never seen a Klan member or a hood my entire existence. I'm 48 years old. 48 years old, lived in 13 states, never once saw it. Never seen it. Funny how that works. My God, you people that are triggered by certain things, just don't come out of your house. Don't leave you're probably not anyway. You're probably in there with a COVID mask still on. Just don't watch anything or, just sit in your house, watch The View, watch the mainstream media news. Don't ever come out. We're good. Don't worry about it. Let us have our entertainment properties back so we can go back to enjoying entertainment. I mean, there's a new Star Wars film coming out, and I couldn't give less than a rip about it. Oh, but that director hates her some men, doesn't she? Woo-wee. Wow, nutcase. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.